up one more time for that fight. Real quick, before we get to the next bout, we want to honor one of our own in the mixed martial arts community. Dr. Scott Bertha recently passed away. We're going to do a 10-second bell count. If you guys please join us for 10 seconds, a moment of silence, we'd appreciate it. Starting now. Give it up for Scott one time. Rest in peace, Scott.
One of the veteran doctors who supported MMA events in the Bay Area.
Scott will love locally. This next bout. Out of the blue corner, David Quiros. And up next, out of the red corner, Geremy Escolta.
Escolta undefeated as an MMA professional fighter. For the official introductions, once again, here is Miguel Bracho.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a highly anticipated bantamweight bout at 135 pounds. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, with a 1-3 record representing Home Dojo Jiu-Jitsu, we have David Quiros. And in the red corner, with a professional record of 1 win and no losses, representing the Bay Area Fight Academy and Escolta Martial Arts, he is Geremy Escolta.
Here we go. Hello.
And there are just 3 men left in the cage. Geremy Escolta, David Quiros, and our referee, Ed Calantes. And round number 1 of a possible 3 is officially underway after a brief touch of the gloves. Escolta opens up with a big leg kick. You can expect many kicks all over the body of David Quiros from Geremy Escolta.
Outside foot, outside foot.
Geremy Escolta, 1-0 undefeated as a professional, just 28 years old.
Yep, step to the left, yes.
And of course, Escolta always one of the biggest, if not the biggest draw in the Bay Area. Brings all of Redwood City and then some with him. There's at least 100 or more people here to support young Geremy Escolta.
Bring it up, you can bring it up now. Yeah, bring it up.
Stay sharp, baby, stay sharp. We can do this all day, you know that.
Quick jab attempted a couple of times from Quiros. But you can tell just by looking that Quiros is anticipating the counterattacks from Escolta. He'll throw a jab and then immediately back out. He doesn't really want to commit too hard to anything because he knows Geremy Escolta is going to be all over the counter.
You're good. 1 minute pass, that's it, brother. Only 1 minute, you're good.
Geremy Escolta, born and raised in Redwood City, California, began his martial arts career at a very, very young age. Began wrestling at Sequoia High School in Redwood City, coached by John Peevler, who was one of the top wrestlers in San Mateo County for several years before starting his MMA journey. He now trains at Bay Area Fight Academy and, of course, Escolta Martial Arts. Escolta eats a knee to the body, but regains superior position.
Head under his chin. Head under his chin if you can. Get that head under his chin. There you go.
Now we're going to see the wrestling and jiu-jitsu experience of Escolta on display. Digging for an underhook is Escolta.
You're fine, brother.
Step behind.
Escolta's cornerman telling him to stay right where he is as he's in a dominant position.
Is that head, Geremy? Head, yes.
Good knee to the body from Escolta, although referee Ed Calantes saw something he did not like. Might have been a low blow. Looked just fine to me, and apparently the crowd as well, as they are not happy with the referee's decision to separate these men. Big kick to the body from Escolta. Oh, huge head kick from Geremy Escolta. And now a big exchange of punches between both men, although I'd say Escolta won that exchange. That was a huge hook kick from Escolta. We don't see that utilized enough in MMA. Escolta attempts a knee to the head, although Quiros was a little bit too extended for the knee to connect. Now looking for a hip toss is Quiros. Geremy Escolta having none of it. Looking for another hip toss is David Quiros. Once again unsuccessful as he looks to set up a third. This highly anticipated MMA bout brought to you by ExecuShield, MMA Raw, and of course made possible by BrightPathVideo.com for all your streaming needs. BrightPathVideo.com. And Geremy Escolta ends up on top. He's now dropping some huge shots to David Quiros. Those were hard shots, and they continue. Now, Steve, I'll tell you about those shots. They were not just clean shots. They didn't just land. They landed hard. Perfectly timed shots. David Quiros needs to get to work here.
Most definitely.
This has been a dominant first round of MMA by Geremy Escolta. Escolta potentially setting up a takedown here.
Get up.
Quiros once again looking for potentially a trip or a hip toss. Escolta drops to a leg now. And we'll see his wrestling prowess on display with a huge body slam. Quiros scrambles out right away. Geremy Escolta back into that superior position with 10 seconds remaining in the first of a possible 3 rounds. And round number 1 officially comes to a close.
Testing. I can hear myself. I know it's on.
I hear you loud and clear, Brandon.
He didn't think it was on.
I don't know who he was.
Is that Beneil Dariush?
It does look a lot like him.
Am I the second person or third person who said that?
I believe the third. And round number 2 of a possible 3 is officially underway. And Brandon, you gotta wonder, you can always win a round of MMA, but at what point does it become a 10-8 round and not a 10-9 round? Because if there ever was a 10-8 round, it was that from Geremy Escolta. He was all over.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I agree with that, and holy shit, like in every aspect of it. Stand up.
I think he was only a couple punches away from getting the TKO victory.
Now you guys stand up with your
question in the back of the mind is, did he spend a lot of energy doing that? And it seems like with a shot like that, it does not matter.
It was a stiff jab from Geremy Escolta, followed by a hard leg kick. Oh, and the huge head
glancing.
kick. Barely tapped.
It made contact. I could hear it.
1 inch lower, that would have been nighty-night for Quiros.
Body to bring it up.
Man, owning the center of the cage, landing shots like this, the confidence must be running high. Escolta also with an entire section.
Seems like the entire Cow Palace is rooting for Geremy Escolta. And, you know, I honestly believe when I say this about Geremy Escolta that he's the best in the world at not telegraphing kicks. Anybody can set up a shot, but most people, when they throw a kick with no setup, it's telegraphed. That's not the case with Geremy Escolta.
Taekwondo, maybe karate background. Who knows?
Started Taekwondo from a very young age.
You know.
I do know.
It's more motivation for the opponent, though, you know, to shut the crowd up at some point. But, you know, riding that morale is a real thing. A lot of people don't think about it. There's no science behind it, but a hot streak's a hot streak.
Escolta with some knees to the legs and thighs of David Quiros. Those are not particularly heavy knees, but they do add up.
Look, I got old-ass legs, bro. My knees are hurting just watching that shit. Ow, my meniscus. Ow, my ACL.
There you go. Turn. Yeah, you can back up now.
Geremy Escolta so far winning this round, if not by strikes, just by sheer cage control.
Yep.
But he looks to set up a takedown now, and he is successful with it.
And the wink. Caught that.
Bicep control.
Escolta looks extremely calm as Quiros panicking a little bit on the bottom.
Look at this control right here. Dominant position, doing everything correctly.
Escolta definitely taking his time to set up a better position of what's already an extremely dominant position.
Really appreciate it if he would stop knocking sweat into my beer.
Big
Thank
shot from Escolta. Some elbows from Geremy Escolta would be nice.
I'm not laughing at the fight. I'm laughing because I just got a whole bunch of sweat in my my cup. But
Control the biceps.
Look, we still have 3 minutes
Big
left
elbow from Geremy Escolta. It's almost like he can hear us.
We have 3 minutes left on the clock. Let's see if the ground game, that guard goes a little higher, potentially for a sweep, maybe a scramble.
Geremy Escolta, a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Showcasing more than that. Look at that body head, like textbook ground and pound. That's what you want from every one of your athletes when you're yelling from the corner. Body head.
Shots to the body are so hard, not only can we hear them, we can feel them vibrating through the cage onto the table.
As long as they move away, man. Get more alcohol, or more sweat in my beer, man.
Escolta doing a nice job listening to his cornerman, fixing his position when it was almost not perfect.
This is textbook, like an example of when you got a good thing, don't let it go. There's not one moment where it looked like Escolta was going to lose this
big
position.
Short elbows from Escolta.
Oh, and they keep coming.
Those short elbows add up.
Oh, and then even
but that was a big one.
Even the annoying pressure. Look, he pushes his elbow.
Geremy Escolta just absolutely punishing David Quiros right now.
Bicep inside control.
Left side triangle.
50 seconds.
We had a close up. I mean, I can smell the effort right now. Like, I can fucking taste it.
Grab a wrist and posture up. Grab a wrist with both hands and posture up.
Watch that.
And
Geremy
literally
Escolta not even looking tired as he looks to set up a submission. We're close enough to almost ask him, Geremy, are you tired at all? I think he just said no.
That's a head and arm attempt right there, but in
Geremy
guard,
looking for a submission.
Jeremy's going to need to pass guard to get this head and arm.
Head back to the chin. Just beat him up a little bit.
And now Escolta almost takes the back, although Quiros is able to stay on his. But he continues to eat those hard body shots in the last 10 seconds.
Round's going to come to a close here in about 5 seconds. Geremy dominant on top.
Another, I got to say, that might have been another 10-8 round from Escolta. At what point does the referee decide to call it? You know, those aren't particularly punishing blows, but they're adding up.
I mean, you can't call it at that. I mean, he's conscious. He is defending. He's making a conscious effort to defend. Can't call it on that, you know. It's got to be definitive in that sense. But it becomes an argument of whether or not the corner recognizes whether or not there's an opportunity to change it. I can't get over it. He looks like a young Beneil Dariush, man.
Yeah, he really does.
And that's not, I'm not capping on him or anything. Like, that's not a bad thing to be. You know, contender, UFC.
And round number 3 of a possible 3 is officially underway.
Escolta is still moving vividly right now.
Small steps, you're winning, bro. Just gotta run into it.
Round opened up with another big leg kick by Escolta, as did the first 2. Oh, a big knee from Geremy Escolta.
Wiping off the sweat from his hand or from his feet.
Look at the small details. Oh, big head kick. Just missed. But as I was saying, the small details, like listening to his corner. The corner of Geremy Escolta saying, wipe the sweat off the bottom of your foot. He's listening without even looking at them. He wipes the sweat off the bottom of his foot, and he gets right back to work. And that was a big head kick.
Lead leg. Like, you don't see many people throw it that intensely, that accurately, that fast.
Escolta rocks Quiros once again.
You don't know where you're going now.
Oh!
Spinning
trying
kick.
to make a highlight. I can see you. I can see you. He's like, this one's for TikTok.
You know, Geremy Escolta had one of the most unforgettable MMA debuts ever in his his first ever amateur fight. He threw about 30 kicks in the first 10 seconds of the fight. Went viral on Twitter, Amazon, Instagram, all the streaming platforms.
This fucking guy's a ninja.
And he's been picking up the pace ever since. He has not slowed down since that first fight of his career in 2018.
Pick him apart. He's got nothing for you, okay? Keep that.
I bet if you say it louder, he'll fucking do another spinning roundhouse. Do a flip.
Big overhand right barely misses from Escolta.
Man, accuracy, the timing, and also you're right about the telegraphing.
Oh,
and then the
huge
hand
shots
stuff.
and a head
Oh!
kick. Escolta.
Timing, distance. This guy.
Break apart. Break apart.
Nice clinch work on display by both men here, more so by Escolta, as he gets the dominant position against the cage.
Watch the guillotine.
He's about to turn right. See the outside trip coming? He's got double underhooks.
Make it tough.
Turn right, lean, and bring him down. But also there's going to be a cage behind the opponent to scramble from. Elbow, elbow.
Oh, big right hand at the end of that exchange for Escolta. Escolta right back in the center of the cage, controlling the distance. Escolta almost using that lead leg head kick as a jab. He's just controlling distance, he's measuring, but it's also a huge threat.
That is talent.
Oh, huge calf kick.
For the few people who have that type of dexterity, to use their lead kick as a jab or a defensive weapon like that, man.
Insane dexterity.
Yeah, timing too.
And if you look at the left leg, particularly the calf of David Quiros, there's a significant welt and some swelling. And Quiros has now switched stances after that leg kick.
All right, if you're Quiros's corner right now, what are you shouting to him to solve this fight? Oh no, there's a chant.
Do whatever
coming.
it takes. Do whatever it takes. A haymaker, a spinning back fist, a flying submission, anything. At this point, anything's worth trying when you're this down on the scorecards. David Quiros ought to do whatever it takes. His options are limited.
You got to go for gold. You got to, yeah.
It's a fight. Anyone can win. Although it's difficult late in the third round when you're tired. You've lost the first 2. You're likely losing the third. But something is to be said about the durability of David Quiros, because Geremy Escolta, he can strike, he can wrestle, and he can put pressure on you. But David Quiros still on his feet, and he's still fighting. He's still putting up a fight. So hats off to him for his durability and heart.
He's still
which
there.
Cannot be taught. Another hook kick from Geremy Escolta, and another spinning wheel kick. Another spinning wheel kick. Geremy Escolta slipping punches from David Quiros.
David Quiros, man, he's just go for gold. Throw it all in. Overhands, walk forward. Take some to give some,
30 seconds. You're winning the fight, Jeremy, so you can chill out.
Escolta's corner yelling out, 30 seconds left.
But we're here to win. 20
You know, at what point when you're Geremy Escolta, do you stop? Do you put on a show? Do you have fun? Do you do something
Look
for,
at him right now,
for the
man.
highlight reel, or
can hear
do
you.
you go for the kill?
He can hear you. He wants everything right now, man.
It looks like he's doing all of the above. Another hook kick and another. I think Geremy Escolta realizes that he won this fight, which goes to the distance.
Look at that. Good sportsmanship right there.
And at this point, it's just a question of what are the judges' scorecards going to say? 30-28, 30-27, potentially a 30-26.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, scorecards are in. But first, give a round of applause for these two warriors.
Man, always a show. An absolute show.
And the judges decided we have a unanimous decision coming out of the red corner, Geremy Escolta.
Geremy Escolta, your winner via dominant 3 rounds of action.
I don't think there's any argument with that. He showcased a great stand-up, but as he always does every fight.